I'm going to work through the solutions for the Chapter 6 Quiz 1. Number 1, what is the distance from P to Q? P and Q were given, so you simply use the distance formula, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And you just simply sub in the numbers. Now it doesn't matter if you call the first one x2 or the first one x1. I always start with the second one. So x2 is the first number in the second pair. That's 5. Subtract x1, which is the first number in the first pair, and we square that. And then y2 is the second number in the second pair minus the second number in the first pair. And the rest is just basically arithmetic. Use your calculator if you need to get those differences in those squares. But 5 minus 3 is 2, squared is 4. And then 1 minus 5 is negative 4 squared, which is 16. You get the square root of 20, which breaks down into root 5. So I'm not going to show every little tiny step. Most of these things you already know how to do. Number 2, what is the slope of PQ? Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, just look back at the points. y2 is 1, y1 is 5, x2 is 5, x1 is 3. You get negative 4 over 2, which simplifies to negative 2. Number 3, what's the midpoint of PQ? The midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So again, it's just a matter of looking up at the numbers. X1 is 3 plus 5 over 2. Y1 and Y2 are 5 plus 1 over 2, which is 8 over 2, and 6 over 2, which simplify to 4, 3. That's the midpoint. And finally, in this first group of problems, it asks for the equation of PQ. Anytime you're asked for the equation, you're going to use y equals mx plus b. You just have to know what all those letters stand for. M is the slope, so we have y. And now for y and x, you just use the first x and y in the point given. So 3 is the x, 5 is the y. So 5 equals m, which you found in part 2. M is the slope, negative 2, times x. X was 3 in the first pair of numbers, plus b. So you just take that equation and solve for b, and you get 5 equals negative 6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides of that equation, you get 11 equals b. Now once you have b, it's just a matter of rewriting the equation. Y equals m, which is still negative 2x, plus the b we just found is 11. And there's the answer for the equation of the line. Number 5 I'm going to skip because I did that problem in class when I handed the quizzes back. So let me get some space here and I'll go to number 6. Number 6, 2 points are given, A and B. A is 3, 0. B is negative 3, 0. It asks for the slope between A and B. Again, y2, 0 minus y1, 0 over x2, negative 3 over x1, 3 minus x1. So we get 0 over negative 6. Now, always remember this, that 0 on the top equals 0. 0 on the bottom is no slope or undefined. So don't say no slope when you get a 0 on top, just say 0. Number 7, very similar. The 2 points given are A, 2, 5, and B is negative 2, 5. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals 0 over negative 4 equals 0. So 6 and 7 were both 0. Number 8, a little tougher problem. We're given 2 points. Point P is negative 2, 7. Point Q is 2, T. Now it tells us to find T if PQ is perpendicular to a line with a slope 2. So the slope of the line that is perpendicular to is 2. The slope of our line, which is perpendicular to that, is the negative reciprocal. So you flip 2 over, make it a half, and make it negative. So you always just flip it, change the sign. That's for perpendicular slopes. Is that all they wanted? Yeah. No, find T. Okay, so let's find T. So PQ, its slope is going to be y2, which is your t, that's y2, minus y1, which is the 7, x2, which is 2, minus x1, negative 2. And we know that that slope has to equal negative 1/2. So we'll solve that equation for t. On the top, I've got t minus 7. On the bottom, I've got 2 minus negative 2, which is 4, equals negative 1/2. And what I like to do in these problems is cross multiply. So if you go this way, be sure to distribute the 2. You get 2t minus 14. Go the other way, you get negative 4. Solving that equation for t, add 14 to both sides, and you get 10. Therefore, t, when you divide by 2, is 5. And that's the answer, number 8. 2 more to go. Let me scroll a little bit here. Get some room for number 9. We're given point C, which is negative 1t, and point L, which is 5, negative 4. And this time find t if the line joining C and L is parallel to a line with gradient 2/3. So the slope is 2/3. Now it's parallel, which means it's going to have the same slope. So we'll set up the slope formula for C and L. y2, negative 4, subtract y1, t. x2, 5, subtract x1, negative 1. Now this time they're parallel, so you just set it up equal to that same slope. Cleaning this up, negative 4 minus t on the top, over 5 minus negative 1 is 6, equals 2/3. I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did last time. You cross multiply. So negative 4 minus t times 3 is going to be negative 12 minus 3t. Cross multiplying the other direction, 2 times 6 is 12. Add that 12 to both sides, and you get negative 3t equals 24. Divide both sides by negative 3, and t is negative 8. And that's the answer. Okay, one more. Number 10. We're given point P, which is negative 2, negative 3. Point Q, which is 6, 3. Find the equation of the line. A very, very basic problem that you all need to be able to do. And it starts off, you find the equation of the line, so you should always write down y equals mx plus b. It helps you think about, what do I need to find? Well, you need to find m, which is the slope, so we go y2 minus y1, there it is, 3 minus negative 3 over x2, 6 minus x1, negative 2, equals 6 over 8, which reduces to 3/4. There's our slope. Let me fill it in for m. Now you want to find b, so you just sub in for x and y. Either point, if you don't like the negatives, stay away from them and use the second point, which I'll do. 6 for x, 3 is y, plus b. A little arithmetic, 3/4 times 6 is 18/4. And then 18/4 is the same as 4.5, so you're going to subtract 4.5 from both sides, and you get negative 3/2. Go to your calculator for the arithmetic if necessary, and that's our b value. Now we just put it all together. Y equals mx plus b. We just found two things. We found m, which was 3/4, and we found b, which is negative 3/2. And now we'll write down our x and our y, and that gives us the equation of the line. All right, that's the end of the quiz. And if you got below a C on this quiz, then you can retake it Thursday morning or Thursday after school. Good luck.